Yo, 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 yo.
Yeet.
Welcome back to the Vibe Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Everybody in here eating chicken and biscuit crackers?
Yep.
True.
Yes, sir. We back. Another Vibe Podcast. What is this, episode 6?
Yep.
Episode 6.
Yep.
Hey, Locks, were you in the last one?
I was.
Oh, shoot. I was going to say, welcome back, Locks. But
We always here.
Yeah.
my bad. So we are back in here, bro. I'm not gonna lie, Kendrick. It's a little warm.
It is. Is it?
It's warm.
I could turn it.
Oh, I know you spent some coin on it.
Oh.
Oh, put the air on because we shining. Hey, this is the first time we're doing it, and we're gonna try to get this one visual. So there's the video right there. What up? I forgot about that. But we might look real shiny. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, we glistening in here.
Glistening in here, looking like the people from what was it? The little vampire movie. Whenever they were getting the sun, they looked like they had glitter all over them.
Oh, I know you're talking about Twilight.
Twilight. we in Twilight.
Looking like Twilight characters.
My God.
Like old chicken.
Old chick. Okay.
Yeah. Like
You got that one in the bag.
Yeah.
Chicken, yeah.
All right.
I never liked that movie.
I don't like it. I used to not eat chicken.
But now you do.
Oh. Been delivered.
Lord have mercy.
My guys. So what's this week been like for you guys?
For me, it's been busy. I'm not even gonna sit here in front. It's been mad busy.
But you're on vacation.
Even on vacation, I'm still grinding.
Grinding.
Really.
Ooh. Chicken and biscuits.
Chicken. And
Okay.
biscuits.
All right. So what you been busy with? Can you disclose those?
Not
Those
can't
things?
disclose those things, but again, just getting a few things set up here at the studio. Yeah, just getting things prepared for some good stuff that's supposed to be happening soon. So
Yes, sir.
just pray for a brother. Let's just say that.
You know
Just
what?
pray for
hey,
brother.
man. You guys are making some moves.
We're doing
You
our
guys
thing.
make moves. You guys have been making moves since I met you guys.
Trying, man. We trying
And so,
trying to stay consistent.
That's what's up.
Trying to stay. Hey,
Yes, sir.
that's where we at.
Mr. Locks,
What up?
what's this week been like for you?
Oh, man. Well, today's Sunday, so that means tomorrow's Monday.
Facts.
True.
Facts.
True. It was pretty fast, to be honest with you. Everything went
This week did
really
go by
fast. I did get some good news via Ken Mack.
You know what I'm saying?
Ken Mack came through,
You know what I'm saying?
and the good news is popping. So that was the highlight of my week.
Yes.
I actually needed that, just like,
Yeah.
like a pick me up. So,
Hey, anything to help, man. That's
You
what
know,
we're here for.
and then the gigs is popping.
Gigs
The
is
music,
popping.
music stay lit. So yeah, dude. Yeah.
All right.
And what about yourself?
All good.
What
You
are
know
you
what?
doing, Missy?
Bro, illegal things.
Oh,
I can't disclose those because I
Cut.
wanted in 12
Cut.
states.
right. He said cut.
Gummo. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, no, but it's been good. You know, I feel like exhausted. But I always feels kind of good because I feel like I did a lot this week. My sweater, my hoodie sales close out today.
Yep.
So-
Cop mine.
They close
forgot
out
to
today.
order.
It's all right. Like,
Did you get some good? Did you get a lot of numbers?
Oh yeah. The only stressful part is now I gotta now that I'm closing the orders, they're still open.
Sure.
But by the
Right.
time you hearing this, they closed. But I'm gonna keep them up until like 12 o'clock today.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do all the orders. But I got a lot, so now I gotta package and
Okay.
and send that stuff out, and that's always kind of stressful.
Got you. Wait, so you already have the sweaters? Mm-hmm. Oh, dope. That's what I'm talking
Honestly,
about,
yeah, yeah.
son.
Oh.
Yeah. So now it's just a matter of getting them out and getting them to people. I got hit up by some cats in the UK. They was trying to buy some stuff. I don't know how they're getting put on, but it's cool.
Hey,
Like,
Social media, man.
expand the brand.
It's crazy because that's people I don't even know. And they didn't even write me on social media. They found my email and emailed me.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, he's like, how much is it to send out here? And I was like, it's gonna be a lot. And then he hit me back. He's like, well, okay, well, let me get this, and this.
right.
True.
All right. All right.
We're using US dollar,
Right.
by the way. Keep your euros. you
Right.
know?
Taxes a little high, player. Come on now.
Huh.
But yeah, I mean that's what it's been like. But I feel like exhausted. I've been feeling tired.
Yeah.
I've been feeling like a lot lately that I'm just out of it. But I feel like I'm getting a lot done. I'm things is changing. 2018 is about to be a big year. Everybody says that, but it really is. Everybody. You know, you see those memes and people say like, "Oh, like
Right.
next year I'm gonna do this," and the meme says, "Well, guess what? End of the year, you're still fat,
Right.
Oh, shoot.
Right.
You're still fat. You got the same job." Yeah,
I feel like, man, in order to be ready for the next year, like 2018, you should have started early 2017.
Right.
Like, you can't start for 2019. I'm kind of already planning for that. So
Yeah.
2018 is like,
Yeah.
it's already in the bag.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of execution.
But I feel like that comes with just like people that are hungry.
Yeah.
And people that got that
gotta have
natural
a-
hustle.
yeah, you
you
gotta
know what
have
I'm
a
saying?
plan.
Like, you ain't got to tell nobody to wake up in the morning. Like, I think I saw somebody who was like, oh man, I woke up, man, like, it's just so mad how you guys wake up at 7. That's normal. What are you talking about? Man, I can't do it. I wake up at 11. I wish I could wake up at 11. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
I can't. Even when I
What
got a
is-
day off, I'm still up at 8. Like, man,
I'm up at
now
6.
what?
I've been on vacation. I've been waking up at between 4 to 5 every day. I don't know
Dang.
why. I'm on vacation. Why?
That's good though.
But-
I want to keep that.
And I make it to the gym. And I go straight to the gym, and I'm after the gym. I'm good.
Yeah, because I'd be at work and I'd be looking at Facebook and stuff, which you shouldn't do. Do your job.
Oh shit.
Marlon, I be doing my job. But I'd be like, yo, I'd be clocking in and be like, posted 46 minutes ago, Kendrick, go time. Like,
Hey,
Crunch.
Crunch Gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I just got to work, bro, and I'm late.
hey. I mean, for me, it's like, even though I work at nights, it's like, I think health is like the number one thing, man. You gotta stay healthy, man. That's the number
Yeah.
one thing we were blessed with. If you ain't taking care of that, then I'm not saying that I'm just like extremely like cock diesel, but
Active, though.
I'm
Diesel.
active. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
just stay active, man. Go
Gotta stay
for
active.
hours. You ain't even. I feel like you ain't even got to do it that much. Just do something, move, stretch,
Yeah.
something.
It's just the initial, like, get out of your comfort zone, and then
Yeah.
the rest
You just
will
got to
work itself
start.
out.
You
But that's
gotta
just
start.
working out. That's with my whole life. It's like you got to put in some type of work,
Yeah,
something.
you know, I had a meeting like a few months ago, and then this guy came and talked to us at the meeting, and one thing he said was like he got into like training, like heavy
Yeah.
training, and so he was doing like the Ironmans and like, and he used to not do stuff like that, and he was saying he had like met like billionaires and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and one of the billionaires said like he had stopped eating chocolate, and I was like, well, what was the point of that? And he was saying like he wanted to teach himself discipline, and he knows that he likes chocolate. So like when you discipline yourself in one area,
Yeah.
it bleeds. And so he said since he's told himself no chocolate,
Right.
then like he was like able to like do something
other
else
things,
and do
right.
something else because
That's
he was
G.
disciplining himself.
That's tight.
And that's like that's you wonder how people get not millions of dollars but billions of dollars, and like there's just like little things that they're
That's tight.
teaching themselves.
That's tight.
And so like, you know, waking up at 6 a.m. on your vacation,
Right.
is like
I could be in, but I mean, like it's just natural though. I mean, like
yeah.
I've been like growing up in a military household. That was normal.
Right.
I mean, even waking up for
I wish
school.
I grew up in a military household, kind of.
Bro, we was waking up at 5:30 every day, and we had to be out the door by 7. So that means you had to get dressed, eat your breakfast, get dressed. No, just take a shower, clean up, clean your room, be dressed, fed, feed yourself, and be ready to bounce by 7 every day.
Wow.
This is in elementary school.
Right. No, right.
Yeah.
No,
This is
so
elementary
So,
school.
so you guys are both military family people.
yeah.
Not me. And so like we had structure. My mom was very strict.
Yeah.
But my mom and pops also worked full-time jobs.
I
so
see.
like they were gone at 4 a.m. and back at 9, 10 o'clock.
At night? Oh wow.
And at one point they worked 2 hours away.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, at one point, and so I would
Dang.
just never see them. And so they would come back and they would just be like, you know, mad all the time. And
Right.
it's cool, I get it. And now that I'm an adult, I get it. Like you work 2 hours away, you getting home to this is a fat crib and stuff
Right.
like that, and you got to leave in a couple hours to go
Right.
back out.
To go back out.
And then your
you walk-
kids is bad. You're
Right.
getting bad report cards, and they breaking windows at the neighbor's house and stuff like
Right.
that. You know?
Right. House dirty and
Yeah. No. Well, my that was Samoan people. They just chores is like a sport.
oh shit.
They call it fe'aus.
Yeah.
How many
You
yards
do
you sweep
fe'aus.
today?
Yeah.
You gonna do the chores.
Oh yeah.
Everybody do chores.
Everybody got something to do. And if you don't, like, you don't want to get whipped by a Samoan person.
Oh, shoot.
They don't use objects. You just his closed fist.
Your ass
These
whooped.
hands.
Beat down.
Hell no.
Right.
Yo, I just wanted to say that. Hey, just so everybody knows, that's Lox's.
It's me.
But man, this got so many sound bites, bro.
I think I'm a walking soundbite, man.
Dude.
Jesus, bro. There's a lot of little memes there, bro. But
So
yeah,
funny.
so
Okay.
because I didn't grow up in a military family, like we had the structure,
Yeah.
it just wasn't consistent like that.
I got
And
you.
so my mom and dad's just gone, so I'm just out the house like, we
What to
finna
do.
fight, or we finna like, we was fighting, like fist fighting and stuff like that. And my sisters was the ones that was like
Did they-
telling us what to do. But my
Did you
sisters
guys
were
have
in
like
middle
specific?
school.
Did you guys have like specific like chores that you had to do, or like
It wasn't
the
like-
girls had to do the food, and the boys had to do like the bathrooms and stuff like that?
I mean, in certain things, like I had to take the trash out,
Sure.
and I had to lock all the doors, and do
Okay.
stuff like that. But like as far as like the actual chores, I think for the most part, like my mom, obviously the boss, but
Sure.
whenever she wasn't around, my sisters would just delegate
Okay.
and stuff like that.
I
And you
got
know what? And I just never really like looked into it, like how stuff was working out. But my sisters,
Yeah.
was like in middle school, like getting me dressed for school and
Oh,
signing
wow.
my report cards and stuff like that.
So
and
they
taking
were
me
like,
in.
Mom.
Bro, like to the
So you
point
guys are
that
close then.
oh yeah, they
Yeah.
whooping my butt and
Oh.
and teach me to fight and stuff like that. And yeah, and then my sisters, bro. And then so the fact that when I got to college and I was like filling out my information and they asked me for my parents' like information, so I put all my sisters' stuff. And then they hit me up. They was like, "I need your parents' stuff, like or your legal guardian." I was like, "I think it's my sister. I'm not sure."
Oh,
And I had to
wow.
call my sister, like, "Hey, you're my legal guardian, right?" She's like, "No." I'm like 18 years old. Like, are you serious? You know how stupid I look?
Been signing my stuff for years.
Yeah. So I mean, I wish sometimes. I mean,
Sure.
obviously, I don't want to change that. And I appreciate my
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
life, but I just always think like if I would have grown up with a lot more structure,
Sure.
then I would have
Sure.
learned a lot of values that I've should have learned.
No, I feel you. I feel
It
you.
has its ups and downs, you know. Like I grew up in a military household, and then I ended up joining. So it's like double the structure, and then add some, you know.
Do you find that you like you repeat a lot of the habits that your parents had, like as an adult now?
I for me, I
Bad habits. I'm talking about bad habits.
Oh no. Well, you know how you remember, like you remember your parents saying like, "Man, I remember back in my day I used to do such and such and such and such," and then it was like, "Man, I'll never do that." But then I'm finding myself saying the same thing back in my day. Like,
Oh,
wait a minute,
shit.
hold on, wait a minute,
Back in your day.
right?
Back in the day, cuz.
Yeah. No, I feel it.
So I don't know.
Meesy wants me to say something, man. I gotta say something.
Oh no! I mean, because I heard his side, so I was waiting on yours. But he got
I
cheese
think,
crackers as well.
no, I'm good. I'm
Oh,
repping.
chicken biscuits.
I'm repping. I don't know if they're bad habits. I think it's just like parts of my parents' personalities and certain parts. I don't know. I'm my own person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I see some of the
Their traits.
characteristics,
Yeah,
right?
characteristics, yeah.
Attributes and stuff like that. Yeah, I definitely see that.
I know. I just gotta know my parents, man. Like Mom and Pop Macmillan, man. Especially my dad, because again, like my dad was Marines, bro. Like
Yeah.
hardcore, and he don't play.
Oh, he was a Marine.
yeah.
Ouch.
So and just living in that household, it was just very structured, like very structured to the T. Like
Dude.
we ate this on this day.
Wow. No, I don't know if I'd be cool with that.
I mean, but that was
Trying to eat
Yeah.
meatloaf today.
Right.
Yeah.
that was what we did. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't like crazy because I loved my childhood.
meatloaf.
I don't want no damn meatloaf.
I hate it.
But that's how it was. It was like we had a calendar. Dude, I remember growing up, we had a calendar on the refrigerator for breakfast, and it was for the whole week. And my dad, because there was 4 of us in the house, and like my dad was like going grocery shopping all the time because we used to eat so much food. And so like he gave us like a calendar. So on Mondays we would have like cereal, Tuesdays oatmeal, Wednesdays waffles.
Dang.
Yeah, it was like
Wednesday waffle Wednesdays, baby.
Yeah.
You guys had breakfast in the morning at the house before you left?
Yeah.
yeah, every day.
Bro, I've never had that.
Really?
Really?
I'm saying we didn't grow up in that type of household, bro. It was just kind of like it was kind of hectic all the time.
Even when I wasn't
felt.
hungry, I had to eat, man.
Not us. It was like I guess like the only real meal that like was provided was dinner.
Dinner. Okay.
That's it.
I got you.
But like, in the morning, like, and you eat. You don't. You don't.
Man.
And lunchtime, you better figure it out.
Oh wow, really?
It was just it was a lot of like my parents was always gone.
Yeah.
And my sisters like they was getting ready for school. So it's
Gotcha.
like, what are you gonna take for lunch? Granted, for a while, my sisters was like hooking us up.
Yeah.
But then I would just go to the school and get the breakfast at school.
Gotcha.
Or sometimes I didn't even have the money, so
Right.
sometimes I was just like,
Get the food from school, the lunch from school.
oh no, I was. But the thing is, I'm not sad about it. People think it's like a sad story, but I used to like get Nesquik powder,
Yeah.
in a bag, and if you just put a spoonful in your mouth, and once it get wet, it's like chocolate. So it's like, yo, it's not a chocolate bar, but it will be.
Yeah, Cash used to do the same thing too, man.
You know what I'm saying? Or like I would.
You ever used to open it and just dump it in your mouth?
Oh, yeah.
And wait for it to spit to
and then,
soak
like,
everything
and
up.
then wait, and
Yeah.
the big chocolate smoke. Or I
You
would
about
run
to-
around. I would run in the house.
Yeah.
And I would go to the refrigerator and I would get ice cubes and put it in a Ziploc bag. And I would run around, and if I get hot, I would stop, get a little ice out, cool down, put it back in the bag. After a while, you had a little bag of cold water.
Hey, hit the sound bite. There's a sound bite for that. Hit the sound.
Bro. Oh my God, dude.
Yo, he hit that before bottled water, cause all you need to do is take your Ziploc bag, about 4, 5, 6 ices in there,
Bro.
and just Usain Bolt, pull one out, you good.
I said, skirt.
Yo, my dad used to. My mom used to be the one that charged to cleaning my room.
Yeah.
And then when I got older, it was my dad. My dad used to come in there, man, make sure it's clean. You know, I thought it was clean to my standards. No, this cat came in with the Navy standards. He walked in, man, and he used to run his finger across the seal of the door.
Bro. Yep.
He
Hell
would
no.
check. No, seriously.
What?
And then he would look at me. Okay, you know, it's right here. Just wipe up here, and then he would look around, and then he'd look up like this, like, dang, this is ceiling fan.
No way.
Wipe, not clean. Yeah, they used to come in there with the trash can, man, dump everything in the trash.
No.
Bro.
I'll take it back, bro.
We're not
I'll take
lying to
that
you.
back.
I used to dump all my stuff in the trash.
I'm glad I grew up the way I grew up. Skip that.
Dude, I
But I
didn't have
mean-
name brand anything growing
Yo.
up either. Like,
I remember when I got my first pair of Nikes in middle school, bro.
listen.
Yeah, I used to have the USA Olympics. I had a pair of black pair and a white pair. Fancy's gels.
Dog. I'm talking about, and I mean, don't get me wrong. We had name brand clothes. Our mom and our parents took care of us
Yeah,
with
stuff
clothes.
was
I'm talking
good.
about
It was
food.
good. Yeah.
Oh, bro, we was at Food for Less. Not Food for Less. We was at Save You. It was called Save You Foods or Food Save a Lots or something like that.
I went to Save a lot.
Bro,
You can get a bag of chips. You can get a full bag of chips for like 89 cents.
bro, but I'm saying, like, growing up, not knowing the pleasures and the anointing of what Captain Crunch tastes like.
A Crunch Captain.
Great. Or Crunch.
Hey, bro, that's
Flex
how I know y'all
Frosted,
didn't really
homie.
get it because it's called Colossal Crunch.
Oh, with the polar bear? No,
It's Colossal Crunch. That's the big.
Colossal Crunch.
But the thing is, I'm an adult now and I can afford
Right.
the name brand, but I'd rather get the big bag, Colossal
Yeah,
Crunch.
See, like,
it lasts longer.
Yeah. Shoot, I understand, Mama. I understand.
Dog. No, but I'm saying, like, growing up in the household, in our household, the only cereals we had was cornflakes, Rice Krispies, and Cheerios. There was no tricks. There was no
No
Fruity
tricks.
Pebbles or none of that. I bought my first Frosted Flakes box of cereal when I got my first job.
No.
Hey, hit the joint for that. This is a joint for that, yo.
Bro, it's what a sad life,
I
bro.
was like this.
Dude,
I remember when my dad, he was like,
that is so sad.
looking for some
Dog.
cereal. and all you saw was a big white box with an ugly rooster on it. I said, Dad, I don't want this. You don't want no cornflakes, and you're not hungry.
Yeah, that's how it was.
I said, I'm hungry. It was my dad that would always do it. My mom was like, make you a sandwich or something.
Dude.
She would come make me something. There's a can of beans in there. Dad, I don't want no beans. When you want no beans, you ain't hungry.
Right.
Like, I'm hungry. I'm just not hungry for no beans.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
It wasn't rough. I loved my childhood. It was
Yeah.
just those things that normal kids would experience. In the McMillan household, it was like, nope.
It was a
know
couple
what?
times, man. I used to be hungry, and I just knew my mom wasn't going like, no.
Yeah,
So we had an apple tree in the back. I used to go and just pick the apples off the tree and eat those.
yeah. We had a plum tree when we first moved in our house.
Man, them things saved my life.
Dude,
and
you
then
want
and
something
then
sweet? Want something sweet?
Yeah.
Go outside in the back and get
pick
a
the
plum.
apples off the tree, and then what you do is you go and turn the hose water on and drink it straight out the hose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't want to go inside
Right.
because he would make me stay.
Right.
Like, no, I'm trying to stay outside all day. I'm not coming in here.
Bro, you know what I did one time? Well, for a little bit, we lived in this cul-de-sac, and I don't know why. Like, I used to live in Frisco, like in the hood, and I guess like they built a BART station where I lived at. So I guess we moved, and we moved into this nice little cul-de-sac.
BART station, okay.
Right. And so then we moved to this nice little cul-de-sac. But the thing about the cul-de-sac was everybody in there was a cop or a firefighter.
Oh wow.
So it was like a police officer, firefighter, police officer, firefighter. And then except for these old ladies next to us, and that was it. But everybody else was everybody else was law enforcement or something like that.
Yeah.
And so one time, everybody, my house was a kicking spot, so we would keep our garage doors open. We had couches in our garage. We had like buckets of like skates and balls and pause, but we had
Pause.
well, we had like TV, we had like refrigerator and like all the snacks and stuff outside. So everybody, all the kids in the neighborhood would come kick it at our house. Okay. And so what we did was we made flyers that we was gonna have an X Games show.
Oh shoot.
What?
We wanted to put on everybody's door, and we had like little like events, and everybody would just come out out of their front doors, their lawn chairs and stuff like that, and watch us perform. We didn't know what we was doing.
Dude.
And then so one time we all got together and went to everybody's door, and then told everybody that we was doing a fundraiser for school. And that we just wondering how much they would donate. But we wasn't even selling nothing.
Oh my god.
Bro, we got so much money.
Dog, I remember doing that. It was for something at church, and I was going around selling something for. It was from like a donation or something. And I went to Sam's Club where you can get bulks of stuff.
Yeah.
And got like a big old bag of candy. It's going around everybody in my neighborhood. Dude, I raised $500, bro.
$500.
Now $500 to a 7, 8-year-old, 9-year-old kid.
Wow.
And you bring that to church?
Man.
Oh Lord, thank you, Jesus. Look at God. Everybody was good. I felt like a G, dude.
They made us return all that money.
Word?
We took it home. Where'd you guys get this from? Like, we kind of just went around and told them we was doing a fundraiser. Like,
Man.
take it back. You know how stupid you look knocking on the door like,
It didn't work out.
here's your money back.
Oh, like how did that happen? Like, did you explain to them what was going on, or?
I don't remember. I'm too young. I remember
shoot.
having to take the money, but I remember getting in trouble. And you know what we did is, when you get you used to get like the little, I don't know if they still do it, but like the canned sodas, but they would come in that half cardboard box.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's kind of like the top ramen box.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But we just walked around with one of those in a white neighborhood. It was me, my sisters, my brother. There's only another group of black people that lived there, but the rest of them was like white and Asian and stuff.
Okay, I got
it was
what
like
you're saying.
us, the other black kids, and then everybody
Wow.
else. And
Dang.
we looked stupid, just trying to steal money from all the rich neighbors.
Dang.
How much did you raise?
I don't even remember because
Oh, dang.
Is that much?
bro.
Man.
You know what? It was. I wasn't even a real factor in this
That's
situation.
a hustler mentality right there.
I was more of a pawn.
Duh.
He said that was more of a fun.
That is crazy.
Yeah, man, but.
Oh, those good old days.
Yeah, the struggle growing up, bro. But I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Oh,
No.
I see some of these kids how they. I was telling somebody the other day. I see how some of these kids. I mean, how some of these little brats that were when they were little and now
Crumb
they're adults.
snatchers.
What's that?
Crumb snatchers.
What's that mean?
This is just referring to as little kids. I call them crumb snatchers.
Crumb snatchers, yeah.
Crumb snatchers, yeah.
On Detroit, they call them little day-dates.
Pause.
Pause.
No, but no, yeah, like, you know, like, you see the little kids, like, nowadays, you see a little kid
Yeah.
crying and, like, hitting his mom, and I'm like, yo, I know which adult you are.
Oh shoot!
Like,
Right.
like, I can see you when you grow up. I've met people like you.
Right.
Like, and, like, then you see the adult, like, you know, yelling at the cop, F you, dude, you
Right.
can't tell me what to do, dude. Screw you. And then, like, you can't tell them, like, that's a little kid that didn't get whipped at the store.
Hey, I don't understand how them parents be just letting them kids just beat them up like that.
Nope.
Man,
My mom almost
Parents
knocked me
catch
unconscious
case.
a few times.
that's right. I just couldn't do it. I mean, I ain't got kids myself, but I'm just saying, if my kids
That
my
you know
kids-
of.
right? Oh shoot, nope.
Oh.
You ain't about to get me caught up. No McMillan.
Oh, shoot.
But no, but that's crazy. Like to me, it's like, wow, man, these parents, man, just letting their kids just run all over them.
When you have kids, are you going to whoop your kids?
Wow, there we go.
Okay,
Topic
wait.
of discussion.
Am I gonna whoop my kids?
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Let me take that back. I said no, real too quick.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna whoop them. I used to get whooped. We used to get whooped.
I used to get beat.
Huh.
Disciplining them, like when they're a
Physically.
child, like spanking them. Yes, I'll spank my kids. Spank the mess out of them. Whooping them as they get
What's
older.
the difference?
You spanking them, spanking them with my hand,
Whooping them is...
with a belt or whatever object you get in your hands. That's the definition of a
That's a blank whooping.
True.
bro. I'm saying
Surprise, surprise.
right.
Whatever
A
I got in my
spank,
hand.
I'm gonna spank my kids. Yes, because if you're acting up, I'm like spanking your kids and putting that fear in them. Like you're the adult, I'm the adult, you're the child. Stay in your place. Putting that fear in your kids has to come for me. I'm talking about for me in my household. I'm going to spank the mess out of my kids, especially if they're acting like we in the middle of Target and you crying your ears off over some nonsense. No, no. But whooping my kids, I don't think I'm ever going to whoop my kids like with belts and stuff like that. Nah, because there's
I
ways.
don't see the need. I'm too
Right.
strong.
Nah, as they get older, there's ways you can discipline a child to get their attention.
Oh, bet. Like you was telling me yesterday
Right.
that like you never had to spank your child, but like he was more afraid of disappointing you.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so that like puts
And that's
a
the-
lot of fear.
I never wanted to. I never wanted to put my hands on him like that. I didn't see a need to. If you can instill the respect early,
Yeah.
you know, then when you talk, and of course they're gonna mess up their children.
Yeah.
You just have to be patient. You know what I mean? But no, I never wanted to be one to like, you know, pull your pants down.
Oh,
You
no.
know, get this belt. You know, no.
That
That's
happened to you?
that's what we. Yeah,
Growing
belt,
up? Oh,
stick.
yeah.
I mean, belt, switch, shoe.
Man,
I remember this one time my mom threw a fork at me, man. I know that to
Oh,
you that's
shoot.
nothing. She launched that sucker
No,
from the
a
other
fork
side
would
of the
be
room.
scary, bro.
bro.
And she threw it. I had the remote tossed at me and stuff. You know, not tossed, but like, you know. But no, I think there's another way around to getting your point across than just
Yeah.
Yeah.
physically putting your hands
Sure.
on your own children. Because once you do that, they're never going to forget that. And you don't want to put the
Yeah.
wrong fear in them neither. You know
Do
what I
you
mean?
think that
I think it tears away the closeness after a while.
a little
Yeah.
bit
You know
because
what I
then now
mean?
because it really separates like no, you're really just
Yeah, like it to me, I think
adult.
it just breaks a band of the trust.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
But when
So-
you said, but you said it best though, like you said the trust situation, like the trust situation. The kid, I think a kid will feel more, would feel more. How can I say it? Like not embarrassed, but like feel more like low or saddened because you he did something to disappoint you as a father. So when your kid feels that way and they're saddened from that or saddened from doing something and they're and you know that he knows that he made his father. For an example, like if I had a son and he did something crazy, like I'm disappointed at you. Right. He's going to feel a certain type of way and he's going to know that I'm disappointed at him. That's a way you don't, but for me, you don't have to, like you said, you don't have to physically put your hands on him, but my kid will know that I'm just very disappointed at him. And I feel like once you plant that seed, it's like, dang man, like I really need to get myself my kid or daughter, man, I really need to get myself together, man. This is not right.
Yeah, I just
know I
want them
messed up.
to like recognize the action.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
I think people are good at heart anyway. It's just the actions
sure.
people do or commit.
Don't you think like whooping kids is kind of like that's like a lot of people don't.
I
A lot of
think
people
it's-
still do it, but it's like
It's a learned behavior, and I think it's dated.
yeah,
I
like
think it comes from a long line of
just
another
like,
subject.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. We don't need to go in that, but I'm just saying for me, I'm never gonna
Yeah.
whoop my kids. I will discipline them and spank them as if they're child, like an infant. Like, no, we don't do like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, we don't do that. No. But I'm not like, not summer suplexing my child.
Macho man elbow drop.
Whoa!
Like no.
Nah, you don't have to do all that, man. So,
Okay,
but you got to discipline them.
Interesting.
That's the reason why we got a lot of kids now these days. Is just no respect. But it's cool though.
Yeah, I just grew up with like just seeing like different things,
Sure.
and so like I noticed that as I got older, a lot of those things it seems normal to me,
Right.
and so like I'm barely getting to the place where I'm looking at things and I'm able to like check myself, because like I mean no one's ever gonna tell me like if I've seen this my whole life that now that I'm older and I feel that way too.
Sure.
No one's ever gonna like, especially the people that I'm around, is never gonna be like, hey, that's not normal. You can't do that.
Right.
Like,
right.
what you mean? Like, what you mean? Old boy said something. He gonna pay.
Right.
Like, you know, or whatever, you know. That's just the way I remember just being around my uncles and stuff and being like, oh, this guy said something crazy. Like, oh, you better get out of here.
Right.
Like, you know?
Right.
And so that's how I feel towards people. Instead of just like somebody looks at me funny, it's like, hey man, we can handle this like that way.
Right.
And so like people are like, yeah, you can't do that. And I'm like, I'm barely seeing that. Like no one's ever had to check me before.
Right.
And so like just different things. Like even like I have a girlfriend now, and like her growing up and her family was totally different from mine.
Yeah.
And so like just seeing how they are around their family and stuff like that, and like just having strong views and values for different things that I necessarily don't understand. It's kind of like weird to like, but I'm getting to a place where I can open my mind to that and stuff,
I got
you know what I'm saying?
That's tight.
I live next to Hillcrest.
Oh,
So
true.
that's something that I'm like, I used to just, you know, just walk around and just say a lot of things that like, I just never thought I cared about how these other
Sure.
people feel.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And so
That's crazy.
this is something changing. Especially, this is a big one too. For something like that, like, I don't know how you guys grew up, but like just me and us, like, we would see it and it'd be like, oh, like a man and a man or a woman and a woman.
Yeah.
And it's automatically like, hey, beep, 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 beep. Like,
Right.
I'll let you know what it is right now. And then like, I'm sure, you know, she won't mind, but I have a cousin and she has a girlfriend, and her girlfriend's been a part of our family for years. Yeah. And so it's just not even like a thing. So I would still say these things and feel these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when it came to my cousin, like, it's, oh, she don't count.
Oh wow.
And so I would be around her, and we would be cool, and I never even thought to check myself. Like, am I calling people the F word or
Yeah.
saying, oh, that's super gay? Like, am I saying that?
Yeah.
I never thought to think about that.
Right.
Up until like recently, when I met my girlfriend and her family, and like they're just like super open to stuff like that, and like, hey, it's just how people are. And like, I'm not saying like I agree with or disagree with something,
Right.
but like just being able to accept it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I thought like, dang, how many times have I like made my cousin feel crazy?
Yeah.
But I just, you know, because then like I didn't include her, so I'd be like, oh, I hate that, except for her, she's my cousin.
Sure.
So I love you,
Right.
from a distance,
Right.
But like, you know what I'm saying?
The full embrace.
Yeah. And I've never thought that, because she was like, growing up, she was one of my best friends. Like she's the coolest person in the world.
I feel you.
So it's just something different. So those
Yeah.
mentalities just opening up to stuff like whooping. Like, I'm just saying, I used to have dogs, bro,
No.
and I just grew up a certain way, and I just disciplined my pets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so like one day it was like, hey, you can't do that, and I was like, why? They listen now. Like,
Right.
No, you can't
Oh,
do that.
Right.
Mind you guys, that was like 7 years ago.
Oh shoot.
And so
Nah, I mean,
Fresh.
it was a mentality. I think it's more like mentality,
Yeah.
and then like there's again, like you said, there's other things to it. But for me in my house, nah, player. I don't think I have to go hands on. Like, I mean, I do the same stuff. I de-escalated situation at my job differently, and I use words, and the kids understand and know
Yeah.
that oh, when Mr. Kendrick walks in, we can't do A, B, and C. When I act up, you know, and I see Mr. Kendrick, oh, he's gonna say something. You know what I'm saying? So they installing that type of mentality is kind of like, that's what I do. Cause and what's the word I'm looking for? It's a certain terminology for it, but yeah, just use your words, bro. But you got to use them wisely. You got to say the right stuff to what is it? Positive reinforcement,
right?
Just to be able to get them to listen, because most kids they just channel out. They ain't really listen.
I heard something recently, and it was like, be who you needed when you was little.
Right. That's a good one.
And so yeah, just like not that our parents were terrible, but just like everybody else, there's growing pains and stuff like that, and like they're doing it for the first time too. So you think your parents should be perfect, but like they're just learning how to raise kids. Like when you turn 14, like this is their first time having to raise a 14-year-old and figure out all these things. And so you think like you're supposed to be doing it right. Like no, they've never done that before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So so they're gonna make mistakes. So then, now that you see that, like, what did you need at that time? You know, when you was in the room, you know, fighting the air,
sure,
boys in the hood,
cussing under your breath and stuff. Like, what did you need at that time that your parents didn't offer you because they was, you know, not knowing how to handle you? You know,
I believe our parents gave us what their parents gave them. They just subtracted all the stuff they didn't want. It didn't give to us everything else that they thought was positive.
Right.
That they thought was positive, they gave to us.
Right.
And so it's our job to do the same thing.
Like
so parenting should get better and better and better over generations of time.
Like I had this conversation with my parents a while back, and they understand now where we came from. It literally took a conversation of when and I can freely say this. It took a conversation when Kyle and I like just got fed up with everything. Of just stuff, life, things of that nature. So we spoke about a lot of stuff. One of the things that we lacked was just attention, and the thing is that my parents were both in the house, but it felt like they weren't in the house. If we knew that they were there, but they weren't there, if that makes sense. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I feel like growing up, I joined the youth choir, I joined the mass choir, I joined all the bands in church because that was my outlet. I wasn't comfortable enough to talk to my parents about anything because they weren't around. Not to say that they were around, but they weren't around in the times or spaces that I needed them to be. And I didn't feel comfortable telling them anything. You know what I'm saying? I loved them at the time. At the time, I loved them, but I just couldn't speak to them or have that communication. So, I feel like that was kind of like something that I know that I'm going to do my best to show my kids when I do decide to have them. Just give them the attention that I needed and not even just the attention, because it's not so much I was like seeking for anything. It was just, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be real. My parents put a lot of attention on church.
True.
Rather than the family. We did a lot of churching, but not a lot of family stuff. Yeah, because we were just raised in church that way, and that was one of the things that I was just like, oh heck no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to allow my family to be just church 24/7 and not be able to hang out with them, figure out who they are, what's wrong with you, you all right? Don't get me wrong, my dad, we hung out a lot, we played basketball, things of that nature, but I'm saying we were at church 95% of the time, and that's crazy to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that I most definitely will not be doing with my family. Yes, we'll be spiritual, yes, we'll be praying together, things of that nature, but there's so much more to life than just that world or that. Don't get me wrong. If you want to be in the church choir, cool, yeah. But we're still gonna go on family vacations. Yeah, and that's just what it is. Yeah, I'm still gonna be in your life. I'm still gonna ask you questions. You know what I'm saying? What's your homework looking like? You know what I'm saying? So again, like you said, your family, you and your sisters and your brothers like took care of each other. That's how it was in my family. Like my dad went to work, my mom went to work. my sisters and my older brother took care of a lot of things. And Kyle and I, as we got older, of course, we got responsibilities, started washing dishes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when it came to like food and like taking care of like the household, that was my sister and my older brother doing that, you know, because my parents worked, came in late. They were tired. I get it. I'm not knocking the hustle, but I'm saying I want to position myself to the point where even if I am coming in late, I'm going to, if they're asleep, cool. But if my kids are up, how's your homework looking? What's your grades? You all right? Talk to me. Just have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So just say all that, but just speak. Just have a conversation.
That's good. I think a lot of more people just need to be open with stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people still, in a lot of aspects of life, just look at things from an old perspective and stuff like that. And I just feel like the world in a lot of ways hasn't changed, but in a lot of ways it has. It's developed a lot.
Yeah.
And so like I think we need to embrace the things that have changed.
Yeah.
And just approach things differently.
Is it really change or is it growth? Because
I
nothing.
think the same thing. I mean, I meant it the same way. Like growth, change. Like it's things are we're seeing things different. Like not that it wasn't there before, but like we didn't see it that way.
Yeah, because I mean, at the time, I mean, like we wasn't working jobs, so me knowing my parents was at work and wondering like, dang man, they ain't never helped me with my homework growing up. Like man. But like me now working a job, dang, I really understand the struggle because I don't want to be messing with nobody after I get off work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I get it. You know, now that we're adults, it's like, yeah, man, like they was really grinding. They was really doing what they had to do to really take care of the house. Dang, we was eating all the groceries. You know, we was eating a lot. Dang, you know what I'm saying? So 4 kids in the house, it's like those things. It's like, yo, maybe I could have done ABC a little bit better when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Now as an adult, it's like I get that. I get that now.
Tell me if this is a wrong thing to say. Like I'm not sure how to really approach it, but something, and this is something that I want to do with my own brand, is really focus on building up. I don't know how to say this without like sounding crazy, so like excuse the way I'm presenting it and just try to get what I'm saying. But like build up the black male.
I'm all about that, dude.
I'm all about that.
The model, yeah. Like I just want to like use my platform and build that.
You see, like what the stuff I post on the Insta stories and stuff like that. Like what I posted today. Like every now and again, I'll post stuff like that to like here a little, there a little, line upon line, precept upon precept.
Sure.
Somebody's always listening.
Yeah.
Somebody's going, oh man, I remember what you said. I get that all the time. Like I'll get DMs. I'll run into people. Like no, I'm really doing this because this is. For us, this is our future.
Do you think that the women are getting praised like way more than the men?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think so too. I think a lot of people dog out men for a lot of obvious reasons.
Sure.
But I feel like no one wants to talk about it. But I feel like there's just been. I feel like this is a whole other conversation.
Let's go.
Yeah.
But a lot of it has been generations and generations and generations of tearing down this black male.
Sure.
And it's easy to do now.
It's easy to do, but like if you spend generations and tearing this person down, then like I feel like I said, like people think the black male is self-destructive by nature.
Sure.
Because like we can't ignore that there's a lot of like problems in our communities or in the household as a black male. That's just a fact,
right?
And I think like that's not by coincidence.
No,
it's not like the black male is the only person in the world that wants to, you know, more often than not, like cause a lot of these issues.
Sure,
in the household, and it's just not.
I mean
it's just something that's not focused on. So I feel like like. We know what it is. We know how it got there.
Sure.
And now what are we doing to fix that? Because like now we listen to music and like I'm guilty of it, just partaking in it.
Yeah.
But music that just praises the continuation of the situation we're in.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but then again, though, like, I mean, like that's two-sided though. Cause again, now a lot of these women are allowing these men. So I mean, I get what you're saying. For me, it's, I look at stuff like when they have the TV show Pretty Girl Rock. Okay. What about young man something? So, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, and I get what you're saying. For me, it's like, it's this. For me, I have nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with having a strong, educated woman in your life. And there's nothing wrong with being a strong, educated man. But when the narrative is, and us being black, if the narrative is always being pushed as me being a thug or a nigga or
Right.
whatever, and that's what you think of me automatically, or that's what you think I am before you even get to know. I'm a single black man, and most of the women that approach me or that I approach already have this
Perception
that I'm just some scrub. No, I have a job. I have my own money.
I think that being true, the black male is one of the most popular things to be in the world.
So then what you do
Everybody
is,
wants to be a black dude.
what you do is you have to change the perspective of themselves first.
That's
that
what I'm
way
saying,
they
to
portray,
build the black
they
male.
portray who they want to be
Correct.
from the inside out.
So it starts with
It starts with us. With us. Say like, let's say you're the guy, and I need to give you a perspective of who you really are. So I need to tell you that. I'm telling you, but I'm telling you. I'm telling the inside of you, so the inside of you can become the outside of you.
sure.
That's what I'm saying. I think we
Right.
just need to. So I'm saying like it's easy to like say we need to fix it, but then at the same time,
But you have plenty of us that are qualified to do it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
but
now we're fighting social media.
Yeah.
We're fighting women. We're the political system.
Sure.
And then you have everybody
Economics.
else, economics, and then you
Yeah.
have everybody else out here that already has this false perception of who we are, but
And
they
then a
love
lot
us
of-
on Sundays and Monday nights.
Right.
So, or if you have a ball,
Right.
or if you can sing,
Right.
or rap. And so my thing is like, it's easy to tell somebody like, oh, just stop doing that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, just don't be like that. You know, get it together. So then that's like telling somebody that has cancer, like, stop being
Stop
sick.
being sick.
Right.
Right.
Stop being sick. It's like, what are you talking about? Like,
Fix the
I can't-
cancer. Go to the
No,
root of the
it is
problem.
what it is.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is like, I want to use a platform, and I want to be able to create a platform.
Sure.
To build that up, to go into like these communities and stuff like that, and to really like, yeah, it's like music is popular, this is popping, but like, yo, like, hey, this ain't cool.
Sure.
You know, like, so like you may not have a father figure in your life or whatever, or you may be in this situation, or this may seem cool to you, but yo, come through here. We'll teach
Sure.
you how to like run
Right.
business.
Sure.
We'll get you out the streets. You
Yeah.
know, we can.
Right.
I want to build something like
Yeah.
that to like, you know, then like you may not touch, you know, millions and millions of people. You may.
You just need a
Sure.
couple, dude.
Yeah, but if you get a couple,
You just
those
need a couple.
You can touch one person that can touch one person the other. That's two. That one person touched one other person. That's three, and you just get that going around.
It just
I heard the thing.
multiplies.
You can. This is something I heard, but you could. Oh, everybody in the world, or I think, is connected by minimum 6 people. So you could know anybody in the world by just 6 people you know. And so like you could get to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Especially with social media and stuff
Sure.
like that right now.
Oh yeah.
It's like
You know?
that pay it forward mentality. You
There
know
you
what I'm
go.
saying? Like I give you a nugget. Now it's your job to give two more people nuggets.
Right.
And it's like, for me, like how I operate is that if I have any advice or if I can give somebody something, like, and I feel like this is a conversation my twin brother and I always have. It's like, bro, I'm not just giving you a position or giving you a job just to be giving you a job or opportunity to give you an opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm giving you an opportunity or a job or money or this and that, shoes, clothes, whatever, so that when you get on, you do the same thing to two more
Someone
people.
else, yeah.
It does. That's not how. Like, I wish we could all really channel that in. Do you know how far we can be? Not even just as a people, just as human
community,
beings.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How far we can go if that mentality was really pushed. Because again, I feel like a lot of people get things and they feel like I earned this, or I deserve this. No, like, that's not the point. The goal is to be a blessing. It's always to be a blessing. Like, for an example, I give people jobs. I got hooked Cliff up. I hooked you up with a job. The mentality that I view is that cool. He got a job. He's working. He got some bread in his pocket. Cool. Now it's on him to take that blessing and
Multiply it.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Kendrick McMillan operates. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm just saying that I constantly do that. And I don't need nothing from anybody. I don't expect anything from anybody because my blessings come from another source. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying if we were on that same mindset, bro, we can be.
What I want to do is like not taking anything away from that, just
Yeah.
adding to it is like I just really, really, really want to like change that.
Yep.
Like, you know how much of an impact you can make in these communities
Yep.
if a lot of these kids just stop believing
Sure.
in like some of this BS that's going
Yeah.
around. Like, why is lean so popular? I seen a picture the other day. I don't know if it's real or not, but like Young Thug had a lean IV in.
Yo, man.
After like
clown.
Pete just died and was it Yams died from it? ASAP Yams. It's kind of like, you think that people are dying from that, and you know that you go buy a pair of sneakers,
Sure.
that thousands of kids are gonna buy this pair of sneakers. Now, like growing up, I didn't even know what lean was.
Sure.
I didn't know what codeine, nothing like that. Where did I get it from?
Sure.
Music.
Yeah.
What did I learn about all this stuff? Music. So you're spreading this to your own
Spreading
people.
death.
Like, even if it was just a prank, and if the IV wasn't real, the fact that he put the perception, the video out there, and somebody's gonna get that idea and say, "Oh, let's try it." The next thing you know,
Why?
you're unconsciously responsible for what X equals how many deaths,
Yeah.
or sicknesses due to your negative perception of a drug.
Yeah.
Hey,
But-
it's just like, so I just think that people should, like, if we could change that perception, like, yo, like, that's not cool. You know what is cool though? It is cool, like building yourself at ownership and building an empire and
Sure.
putting your homies on. So like, you could be 17 in school and like be in the roughest part of town, and you're looking at like, join like the closest set to you for protection or to be cool, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And if I can take you out of that and be like, yo, no, that's not cool. But what you need to do is go get 10 of your friends,
Sure.
start a little business, and you guys can get on. And you guys don't need these people to protect you. You don't need money. You get your own money.
Yeah.
And and by the time you're 22 years old,
boss
you're
up.
putting yourself through school. And then now you grow up and now you've learned to be a man and you have that family. Now you
Right.
change. You know
But
what
see,
I'm
I think that again, like I said, it starts with us, but it also starts with you applying those habits early into, if you have kids or like into a group of kids. Like, the reason why I brought up the Pretty Girl Rock situation is because I don't know if you know what that is, but like they usually have like a show every year.
Oh, no. I know what it is.
And my thing is this. Okay, what's the narrative behind that? It's great that you're saying Pretty Girls Rock, want them to believe in themselves. Okay, but what about the young boys though?
Right.
And the thing is that
You
it's
see-
it's
yeah.
solely around black girls. I see a whole bunch of black girls. Okay, but what about the black boys? What is the narrative behind that? And when you look at when I look at the comments behind all that, it's like, yes, girls rock this, girls, we're strong, we're this, we're that, and the third. Okay, but what about the young boys?
Right.
What about the young black dudes? What about the young boys? So again, the mentality for me, it's like that does not make sense. Yes, all black women are beautiful. All my black women are strong. Black men are strong as well too.
Right.
And when you have TV shows like that, and then when someone says, "Well, why are you hating? Maybe why don't you just start a television for the boys?" That's not my point. You're missing my point. You're missing my point. My point is you guys are pushing out the wrong narrative. Let's just say my kid, I had a girl and a boy at home watching TV, and they were watching Pretty Girl Rock television show. Do you know what that looks like if my kids were watching TV and my son's sitting there and he's just feeling some type of way, like I'm handsome, I rock. Where's my show? You see what I'm saying?
I don't necessarily agree with that though, bro.
Nah, bro. I'm just saying
Because look at-
there's something to me there's something
I
deeper.
don't agree with that, bro.
I'm just saying there's something to me that's deeper than that. I get the idea behind it, but I'm just saying if you're going to
Equality.
it doesn't make
Equality.
sense. It doesn't.
Equality, but look at this. I studied this in college.
Sure.
And so what was it? It was ethnic studies.
Yeah.
So I had ethnic studies and I learned my professor was an old white lady.
Yeah.
Like, but she was like, what's her name that does a racism
Jane
experiments?
Elliott.
She was like her, bro.
Sure.
Her husband was a firefighter or something like that.
Yeah.
And she would just do all these exercises in class, and she would have us separate by like our color of our skin and separate by like where we was from and if our parents was like did this, and she would separate us and just do all these exercises all the time. And we learned that like socially, like this is not like a perception. This isn't like a thing or what people think. It's like a fact that like socially, the most powerful person in the world is a white male. They have all the advantages.
Yeah.
Second to that, a white female.
Yeah.
Third to that, black male, and lastly, a black female. And so
really,
a black female has everything against her. It's so that being said, if I make it really far and do something as a black male, it was 3 times harder for me to get to where I am than it is for that white dude.
do you think that that's the same way today?
No,
You know,
I don't.
I do.
I don't.
I'm
sorry.
I really do. And I took this class not that long ago.
Sure.
And so it was 3 times harder for me to get to where I am because of how society is set up. And it was 4 times harder for the black woman to get to where she's at.
Not
I
if
think
the
it's
black
so
women
much
are the
easier
most
now.
educated in the society now.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't mean anything.
No,
because
but
you can be the most educated person, and because of how you look, and we should know that because of how you look, it don't mean nothing.
No. I'm not talking about how they look. I'm saying statistics say that black women are the most educated, and
make
again
more
the
than
way
the, black
make
male,
more.
too.
And what I'm saying is the way the system is set up now. The way the system is set up now. And you were just talking about how how we were talking about how the male perspective and what they already think of us and how the narrative is like, oh, we're automatically, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Triggered as like thugs or whatever, however society wants to call me or us. My thing is this: I have nothing against being strong. I have nothing against being a strong black man. I have nothing against being a strong black woman. But it was never a situation like, think about it, 40s, 50s, 60s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. It was never how to be a strong black woman or how to be a no, it was a family. It was family oriented.
That's my point, though. So like, my thing is like, we spent black women. So the fact that what I was talking about is true. You're saying it's not true today, but it was true at some point. Is it?
I agree with that.
right,
I agree
yeah,
with
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Even if you want to go with that, okay,
I agree with
let's
that,
say
yeah.
that.
Absolutely.
So it was true at a point then.
Oh, yeah,
Let's say
for
that.
sure, for sure.
And so we got to a point now that our black women are built up.
Now, you know what? Go ahead and finish.
Well,
Go ahead and finish.
let's just say that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, true.
Now we're at a point to where they're built up,
Okay.
and now they're doing good.
Right.
but
So,
but
you straight?
No, I
So-
want you
so-
to say what I think I have on my mind.
So instead of
No, I already have it on
now
my mind.
being upset that they've made it to a place where they're doing better,
right.
who got them to that point? Like,
it doesn't matter. They're there. They're
No.
doing better.
No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Look, they're good. So now let them flourish. That's cool. Now let's focus on us.
that's
No.
no
Why not?
Now see now we just talked.
Why not?
Nah, we just talked about it. And see now that they've made it. Now what do? You pay it forward. You pay it back, and you bring
So
everybody
do you think
up.
that black women do not?
I
pay it
think
back?
black women can empower black men.
Do you think
So
they
if
do
they
not?
make it, no, they do.
Okay.
No, they do.
I don't think.
No, oh, yeah.
No, I
No,
can't speak for all of them.
No,
Now
they
the
do.
ones that I do know and that I do see that are making
Sure.
a positive influence, absolutely. I can't speak for everybody else.
Right. No.
Now, but I think
see,
if
that's
you
why I
get
was
it,
asking.
Sure.
I think if you get it and you pay it forward, don't pay it in money, pay it in knowledge.
And knowledge,
Correct.
And I
Pay it in
see
knowledge.
that
They say, hey,
because these black
my brother,
women
come
are
on up
raising
here.
these black men by themselves.
Right.
But again, that you going
But-
into a whole nother thing though. It's not so much the women are raising these black men by themselves. Again, that's
A
all
lot of them are.
But that's all
The
systematic.
system is built
no.
for them to do that too.
I get it. So I'm not denying anything you're saying,
Sure.
but I'm saying
Hashtag no shade.
no shade,
Sure.
except the shade of your color,
Right.
Of your skin, brown.
What I'm saying, what I'm
No. So
Yeah.
what I was saying was, the cards are on the table.
sure.
It is what it is.
Who's dealing the cards?
I mean,
Oh,
the dealer can be
man.
anybody.
No, it's
we
not.
know
It's not
it's not just
anybody.
anybody, though.
No.
Sure.
So it's there.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And
Man,
so we're saying that the black women do empower black men, right? Because I just asked you guys that. You guys both said yes.
Okay.
Not all.
Not all,
Sure.
but not
You
all.
can't
If
speak for
anybody
all.
does
Right.
everything.
Sure.
But let's say like it is happening,
Sure.
and so.
But do black women? But what I'm saying is, do black women have the mentality of how can I say this? Do black women today have the mentality or the idea of, man, we've gone through a lot. I understand where you as a black man come from. I understand the struggle that you've been. Because again, black women didn't get to this space
'Cause I'm about
of
to go in.
freedom and of education just by their smarts.
No. Okay,
that-
so
what I'm so what
Okay,
I'm saying
go
is,
ahead.
so
Go.
I'm saying this because I'm
Okay.
saying I'm being honest. I'm being honest.
True.
Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of beautiful, educated black women out there. A lot of them are intelligent and they've gotten to the place where they've gotten all by themselves. I that's great. But again, if we're going to talk facts and like statistics and what we deal with as a society as black men, again, in the think about how it was set up. For me, I like to go from the origin of a lot of stuff.
No, that's fine. But
You know what
then,
I'm saying?
so then, like, what's the according to what I was saying?
Yeah.
Like, what's your comment to that?
I think that
Because you were saying that black women didn't get to a place of power where they are now based off of their smarts. So
No,
then
honestly,
how did they go from being in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, going from being the housewife, the angry black woman, to the powerful business minded black women that they are?
That's what you
so
said.
So I'm asking.
Sure.
So you're saying they're there. How did they get there? How did they get to a place from the 40s and 50s and 60s to 2017 black woman?
a lot of rights were given. A lot of rights that weren't even given
So you're
to
saying
them.
rights that were given put them in a place of power, or did they?
A lot of rights that were given put a lot of women in general in power.
women in general, but did these women not grind?
We're not gonna
and
say
not
they didn't
hold
or not.
themselves
I see what
down?
you're saying. I'm
I
not
see
gonna
what
say
that
that
is. So I'm
you-
saying. So I feel like growing up, this is what I felt like. I felt like I always saw the black women on TV and all doing their thing and like holding down, like doing their thing. I'm gonna wear my natural. We're beautiful the way we are. We're gonna hold it down. Black women were holding themselves down. I didn't see a whole lot of black men being like, "Oh, you guys are strong." Not that it didn't happen, but I
Sure.
didn't see. More of anything, it was the black women on their own doing their own thing, holding themselves down, and that's what I see. And then black women got to put themselves into a place that, focusing on themselves, got themselves into a place where it's like, hey, we're no longer this angry black woman that stays home and cleans the house and stuff like that. No, we own businesses. Like, we're smart people. We're gonna do that. And so I feel like they got there.
But who created that? But how? But and I hear what you're saying. But like, how did it get to that point where that stereotype where they were like angry black women, or not just angry women staying at the house? You have to. And for me, it's like. And for me,
the stereotype's there, but like we're talking about, the initial comment was how black men don't, like, it was like the Pretty Girls Rock thing, and how black men don't have a thing. I feel like my thing is like,
Why isn't our thing publicized then?
no. So like it doesn't even have to be. It doesn't. Because I feel like if we move the way we should move, like I feel like black women, publicized or not, move the way they should be moving. And black men do not. And black men think it's cool to go and sip lean most of the time, when a lot of these black women want to just go and be in the books.
But those guys get the limelight, and the guys that are doing something don't.
But that's what I'm saying. Like yeah, I feel like, being in the limelight does mean something. But like when the camera's off, like who's out there grinding in the streets for real? I feel like the women were holding themselves down. My sisters were part of it. My sisters were out there doing the things, and my sister's half black, president of the black student body, high school and college.
Sure.
And then my other sister, president of the Polynesian Club, and they were just put situations together all the time.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they're the ones those types of people like that are doing it in the streets. But these clubs they're full of black chicks. Where was the black dudes at? Over there hollering at the white girls.
I don't know, bro.
I see, bro. I went to a lot of schools, bro.
no.
I think that's just your perspective.
I think
Perspective's cool, but
Yeah, I think-
all I'm saying is, like, for the most part, I feel like black men aren't holding things down the way they should be, and they are out there doing drugs and sipping lean and thinking it's cool to disrespect women. For the most part, a lot that's being publicized, but they're doing it.
I think
everywhere.
But where does that stem from?
But they don't make up black men.
What are you talking about?
They don't make up the majority of black men.
I'm talking about these youngins, bro.
Oh, the young cats.
Because that's
I
the
see what you're
generation.
saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Young bloods. Okay.
Walk outside, and then and walk past the high school and tell me, look at one black kid that isn't dressed like a Uzi or a Travis Scott with the colored dreads and doing the
Right.
like, tell me one of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the influence right now, and who's influencing that? Us. And so all I'm saying is, like, the black women.
That's coming from somewhere else.
But look, all I'm saying is the black women got themselves to a place where they're not for the most part, right, the biggest successful part of it is like they're doing good. And so instead of complaining about, oh, we don't have that, it's like, let's change it.
No, I feel
that's all I'm saying. It's like, just change it. I have no complaints.
I feel you.
They got themselves to a place of power. They're doing good. So like, I'm not gonna be like, why don't I have a TV show?
I'm not gonna sit here and make an excuse on any other dudes because I work hard for mine, and I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that we don't have any successful women out there. I think that a lot of women are in position to making those. Are in those power positions because they worked hard and they did what they had to do. Yes, it is our job to change that mentality, change that culture. But I think that at the end of the day, for Kendrick, I think that everything stems from something. And before we can sit here and say that, like for me, and I brought that Pretty Girl Rock situation up solely because, again, that stems from something. Right. That mentality stems from something. And I'm saying, and I want to say this, like, on this podcast. Any dude that's out there grinding, hustling, you're amazing. I'm a speak life into our situation.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Any dude that's out there that's listening to this podcast, that's hungry, that's a grinder, that's trying to figure things out, probably doesn't even know how to get there. It's life, it's the system, it's everything. It's everything that all the odds are, if anything, are against us. But if you're consistent, stay focused. But again, for Kendrick McMillan, everything stems from something. I cannot.
I agree with you. I believe it stems from something. My only. This is a question. I'll present it as a question for both of you guys.
Sure.
That I understand that everything is coming from somewhere, and we don't even have to keep this going. It's just a real question. We can talk about this. We can end the podcast and talk.
True.
But my question is, like, I understand everything's coming from somewhere.
Sure.
And I understand where those things are. And I'll argue till my face turns blue with anybody that want to deny that stuff.
Sure.
But my thing is, they are never gonna just turn around and be like, all right, guys, it's my bad.
Of course not.
Of course.
So
what?
So then it's kind of like, I get it came from somewhere, and I get it's probably still coming from somewhere. So now what? We fix it ourselves.
Yeah, of course.
Like the ladies did. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm coming. It's just a perspective, but I'm saying, like, they managed to do it. And I feel like all I'm saying, bro.
No,
all I'm saying is, bro.
You say I hear what you're saying. Like, they and again, they did.
I feel like it's a narrative. Like, so the narrative behind black women is no longer like, oh, they stay at home. It's kind of like, no, like they're hustlers. Yeah, that's what we think about black women. Like, oh no, they're getting it.
But see, what Kendrick just did a minute ago was what black women did for black women this whole time, from the 40s all the way up until now to 2017, where black women are, getting theirs, and
and that wasn't even the thing. Is that wasn't even a black woman's thing. Like, it wasn't.
It was mainly for our people.
Like,
what do you mean?
It was our people.
What I'm saying is that women's power, that women's movement, women's rights movement wasn't for us. Do you know who started the women's movement?
What are you talking like the
just the women about? Just the idea of a woman
like
having
the feminist type thing.
The feminist, just the idea of women having their own and having their rights and this and that and the third.
Oh, I wasn't even on that.
No. But what I'm saying is
I wasn't even on the feminist.
What I'm saying
type.
is that you're saying that a lot of women, black women, are where they're at now because they pushed each other and inspired each other. They wouldn't even have or be in that position of power or that idea of being in the highest education situation that they're in if it wasn't from the root of them even getting into that place. Are you see what I'm saying? So
no,
like,
I see
what so what I'm saying is that if we're going to be pushing this narrative for us guys, brothers, to change the younger generation, the boys. Yes, it starts with us. I think that a conversation with these guys and just throwing small nuggets
in the life, being in their lives, bro,
and planting those seeds in their lives. It starts with us.
Yeah.
I believe that if we go out there and really like show them how to budget, show them how to save some money, show them how to hustle, show them find their talents and what they're good at, push that idea, but not just. And again, like, I'm saying this for everybody, not just guys. I'm talking about females too. Push that whole narrative too. But again, for me, Kendrick McMillan, it goes all the way back to, because I'm not going to give nobody, I'm not going to give a female a pass just because you're educated, you have a degree.
But what pass is it? That's what I'm asking. Like, what pass are you talking about?
I'm talking about just the economics behind the idea of you saying women having this idea that, oh, I'm just angry woman that stays home and no, they're out there hustling. Yes, which they are. They're out here getting degrees. They're out here getting jobs. But again, look at the jail cells. Look at this jail system. Majority of us are already in jail due to what? It wasn't because we were just thugs, or it was solely because of economics in the system and the situation that we're in. So how are we going to empower guys, our boys? How are we going to empower boys, male black boys, to be anything when majority of them and their fathers are in jail over stuff that they're actually doing right now that's being legalized? Are you see what I'm saying? So
what legalized? Like, I'm just trying to follow you. That's all. That's
okay.
all.
So for example, and I'm not saying this as an excuse, because again, we're still going to try to empower these boys, but a lot of these kids are lost. And we're just talking about the young kids. Yeah. A lot of these boys are lost because they get so wrapped up in music. They get so wrapped up in the game or the things of that nature. That's the mentality. Even females, they get wrapped up in clubbing. They get wrapped up in having babies or whatever. That's the. And I'm not saying that's bad, but what I am saying is that everything stems from something. The reason why the girls are where they're at now, college degrees, and they're the highest educated women in the country.
So are you saying black women are more highly educated, or a percentage of them are more educated than white women?
No. Black women are the most educated women in the country, in the United States.
So that brings me to my other point. What I was asking you earlier, you're saying that the feminist movement and the women's rights movement wasn't even for black women.
It wasn't.
But they reaping benefits.
They're reaping benefits from it.
And so then how did these black women get to the top of that chain then?
Are you saying
a movement started not
Correct.
for them, for the other people.
Correct.
And that's okay, so I guess you guys get to reap the benefits too, but it's for us. So if they're gonna be given these crumbs,
so if they're,
how did they become okay? So you're gonna let me have some rights? Like, cool, all right, cool. We're gonna move to the top.
Okay, but and then you also have, again, women growing, but then men going to jail. You see what I'm saying?
So like, how do
you have women? So you have women growing and getting empowered, getting their education, but the same men that was trying to take care of the household and try to feed that family and feed that woman
that couldn't get a job,
because he didn't have
all
an
he
education.
Had to do was hustle on
you know
the
what I'm saying?
So
you gotta to me, I get it. I get what you're saying. Power to the women. Power to the women. But them same women that was in those movements and trying to and getting their rights and get these educations and things of that nature, they didn't have to struggle harder than any of these dudes. And I'm being honest. None of them
no, bro. No, baby.
No.
I'm not comparing
But what I'm saying, but no, but
baby, what did you do?
No, but what I'm saying is this. I understand that there's a lot of women, and I'm not saying anything, again, trust me, I'm not saying anything about women being educated,
it's just
smart.
Our perspective.
It's just a perspective. My thing is this. We're an hour 12 minutes in, so what I'm saying is this. The only reason why you have a lot of black women educated, getting these degrees, getting these jobs, and I'm not saying this as an excuse. I'm saying this because it's facts. These women are getting their jobs and getting these educations because, yes, they're very smart. They're very intelligent.
But what's the but?
But they're put in the position. They're put in positions to get that. Imagine how many other dudes that are. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Like.
So check this out. So if you're a black woman and you're an entrepreneur, business owner, there are programs set up for you that you can get into a minority program that is only for black women that get these big government contract jobs. There are, not unless I skip something or I don't know of any program that allows for minority black men to set up to get them huge government contract jobs. I'm talking about 6-figure jobs. So there are systems that are set up specifically for black women to succeed while black men are out here struggling, dealing with the real economy. So yeah, I have to hustle on the street. I can't get a job. I'm at KFC making $7.25. I got kids. I can't afford my apartment, X, Y, and Z. So there are certain strings that are pulled and certain programs in place that I know of specifically that put women in power over men. Black women in power over men. Specifically. I can name it.
And I'm
No. Okay, I see that. I'm okay with that, bro. Like
You're okay with that? 'Cause I'm not.
No. Hold up, player. What is you doing? No.
You do it, baby.
What is you doing, baby? What I'm saying is like with that being brought to the table, like okay, I'll take that.
Right.
The only thing I'm saying is instead
Okay.
of focusing on them and saying, "Oh, you got it," but what about these young black dudes and being upset about that? It's like my thing is all I'm saying is like let them flourish. That's cool.
Sure.
And use all of our energy back into our communities and put it into these young men. Is all I'm saying. Like that's fine. You have these things set up for you. Cool. I might not have it. Cool. You go ahead and use it. You have it. You know what I'm saying? That I feel like it's almost like saying like we're all like pulled over.
So you know what we need to do? We need to be like your boy LeVar Ball and just straight call the shots and don't give an F about what nobody says.
Sure.
That's what we need to do.
He
That's
set up his
exactly what we
whole
need to do. We
family,
need to set up our own corporation.
Yeah.
That
I believe that.
That's
that
all
nobody.
I'm saying, bro.
I mean, cats can hate on LeVar, but I love the dude. I wish the dude would walk through the room right now. I asked for a pair of shoes and shake his hand. Yeah, I would ask for a pair of shoes and shake his hand,
Sure.
but there's a blueprint there.
Yeah.
And he didn't
He
really care.
empowered his family.
He empowered his family. But
Somebody empowered him.
He also empowered us. He gave us a blueprint.
Exactly.
That's
so all I'm saying is to do that. Be him.
Yeah.
Be LeVar Ball.
Correct.
And walk
Right.
out to the community, and you don't even have to be your kid. Like, yo, that kid.
But you can't go to the community unless you go to you first.
Right.
No,
that's like saying
So
somebody,
you got the house, community, city,
So,
town,
sure.
city, and then
That's
So
like somebody
all
trying to
of,
give
all
me,
of
that's,
Townsville.
That's like somebody trying to give me money advice, and you broke. Like you can't give me no advice on how to make money when
Flip
you
this
don't,
quarter,
You don't.
you know what I mean?
So like my very first statement was saying,
Right.
using my platform,
Correct.
Right.
to help people.
Correct.
Okay.
So right now, we're building our platform.
Correct.
And I
True.
said I want to use this platform to help these
Correct.
kids.
Correct.
And I'm saying like,
So what are we gonna do?
so that's all I'm saying. Look, because like I feel like the mentality that we have,
Sure.
or the mentality that's been pushed out is, let's say we're me, you, and three black chicks is in a car, and a car breakdown in the middle of nowhere, and then.
You better get out and help.
Bruh, break down in the middle of nowhere. We ain't got no money, no gas, no phones. And then a car pull up of these police officers or whoever, like, hey, I only have one seat available, 2 seats available. We can give the ladies a ride into town, and help them out. Like, are you guys gonna be okay?
I question them right
Okay,
off the
okay.
bat.
No.
You need a better
See,
scenario than that.
You get all right, whatever. We stuck somewhere. Somebody
True.
comes along the way,
Sure.
like, yo, we can help 2 of these ladies out and,
Right.
and take them into town and get you guys some help. Is that cool? And then I feel like the mentality at this table is kind of like, nah, they better stay here with us. Like, that's not fair. Like, if you can't go, if I can't go. So you sit back here with us.
I
and we'll
wouldn't-
all
I
figure
wouldn't
it out.
say
No,
you
that's the
can't go, I can't
mentality of
go.
the table. That's what it sounds like. It's like, why are they doing that? Well, they got a hand up. Like, that's not right. Like, we should look at us. We in this crappy situation.
Okay, now let's look
That's
at
what
it
it
from a
feels
different
like.
perspective. So if our car breakdown, there's 3 of us, three guys, 3 ladies, right? And a car comes along, and they have how many seats?
Enough for the ladies.
They have enough for only the ladies, and they're gonna leave their 3 men there so they can get a ride into town. When I get into town, don't call me no more.
You wouldn't let the ladies go?
If you leave, no, I'll see
I feel
you
like you're
later.
getting caught in my story.
No. I'm just
No. See that there are support system.
But it's like, hey, like,
Why would you go
It's
with
almost-
somebody
oh my
that
God, I
has
wish I
3
had a better
open
story.
seats?
Lord Jesus, get these.
I get what you're saying
Bleep,
though,
bleep.
but that's what I'm saying though. And that goes back to me
No,
saying
I'm gonna stick with my guys and make sure the car's okay. So
Right.
you take one guy, you take one girl, or whatever, or just take one guy.
But it's almost like, hey, like, we're in a crappy situation. Like, you can get a hand up. It's like, yeah. It's like, but I can't. So wait.
So question is, who do they give the hand up to? Why not give it to the guys?
But like, it doesn't matter. Like, somebody has an opportunity. Let's say we're in a situation right now, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna put this out there. We're in a situation right now.
Bet.
Sure. And the boy Kendrick,
Yeah.
he gets presented an opportunity.
Yeah.
And Kendrick was like, yo, guys, I got an opportunity.
Uh-huh.
And then I didn't get an opportunity.
Sure.
And
Right.
you didn't get an opportunity.
Okay.
So we're like, hey, Kendrick, can't take it, dog. Like, why not? Like, because we ain't got nothing yet. So just
so you can't take it.
Don't take it. Just hold up, and we're gonna work on our things. And as soon as we get a situation, so we get an opportunity, then when your stuff comes along, then we can all take an opportunity.
This is a better scenario than the last one.
Right.
I caught the story. He was like, the police. My question right off the bat.
Exactly. We already know.
Black.
So that's already a jacked up scenario.
What police department?
Sure.
We're not going.
Again, like I think it's solely based on the mentality. For me, it's solely based on the mentality of how you view things. Me, I view things, and I think I kind of got what Cliff was saying. If we're going to be a unit, we're going to be a unit. I'm not going to leave you behind. You're not going to leave me behind. And I feel like
but there's room in it. I see where the room is.
Sure. And like, so if you're going to say, if I'm going to say that we're a unit together and we all make it together, I'm not going to sit here and say that, because there's situations, and I this is probably weird, but like there's situations, are the wrong thing to say, but there's situations where the woman is the breadwinner in the household, and the male isn't. He still works, but the woman's making more money in the household, and so there's situations where the woman feels like she could tell that man what to do, or things of that nature. Or that may be like a horrible scenario, but what I'm saying is that, again, my parents grew up, are going on 20, 30 plus years of marriage. My mom and dad made a substantial amount of money. One person made more than the other, but it was never about finances. It was solely about them working. It was solely about them working together as a unit. What I'm seeing today, there's no unity. I just see a busload of educated black women and a busload of dudes that's considered niggas.
And you know go for it. On social media, what I don't like, I see these memes.
Sure.
And I know you've seen them before countless times. I see the guy down on his knees crying with his hands over his face because he's been, I don't know, ran over by society, rejected, and she's standing over him with her hand up. Nigga, get your ass up, I got you.
Right.
No, absolutely not. Brush that hand away. Oh, you keep going. I can get up on my own 2 feet. So that's what society presents, and that's how a lot of these women act.
Sure.
To us men,
I can see it, but tell me this, because my job, I work with the public.
Sure.
And I work in basically welfare. We help low income families.
right?
And so,
So you know the economics.
yeah, but more often than not, when I get a black family, and this is just facts, bro. When I get a black family, more often than not, it's the black woman that comes in. She works and she's in school, and there's a dude that comes in that sits down, treating her bad, ignoring all the questions, making her do everything. She got one kid here, filling out an application, and she late for work. She got her work uniform on.
Yeah.
He's sitting there in sweatpants. I'm like, sir, do you have any income? No.
And where does that stem from?
Look, my thing is, I understand where we're coming from, because I know what it is. Sure. I know what it is.
Yeah.
But my thing is, like, I'm saying, let's focus on these communities, right?
Sure.
And so that's what it is. More often than not, when I'm at work, I see that every day, over and over and over. And it's like, there's nothing I can say about it, nothing I can do about it. And I can get mad all I want, but like at the end of the day, I saw what I saw.
Sure.
And that's every day. I've been there 4 years.
Those are facts too.
Facts, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, you can say, like, why is that? But, like, at the same time, like, why is it that he isn't, like, you can say financially he's not supporting her, but, like, mentally he's not supporting her. Physically he's not supporting her. She's sitting there struggling with 2 kids in her hands, kids crying, hitting her in the face, and she's filling out an application. He's sitting there on his phone on Facebook.
Sure.
More often than not. And I just always been to be like, hey, man, like, unit, right? Help her out, bro. Do something. And I'm not saying nobody's doing that,
sure,
but 4 years in a row, bro, every day. And so my thing is, like, when we can start pouring back into this community and showing young men how to be men, it may be a little thing here. You may not give him a golden ticket.
Sure.
But he knows now. He understands work ethic,
sure,
or he understands, like, oh, this is hustle, or this is how we need to treat each other. This is how we need to work together. And that's my whole point. Is like, if we can teach these kids to be men,
sure.
Like, you are men.
Yeah.
You guys are like great men.
Sure.
And so, like, what is stopping it? You said it starts here. So what's it stopping us from like going and picking a young man each and trying to build him up you know, for like a year?
Sure.
Or why not?
No, I dig it.
It might be a lot. You might be like, dang, I got my own stuff to worry about.
Yeah.
But it's like, at the end of the day, I got a nice place to sleep. I got
Sure.
a good head on my shoulders, and I'm probably going to be all right for the next,
Sure.
you know, probably forever because
Yeah.
I understand how to get by.
I think
And
again,
there's somebody that doesn't right down the street, right outside these doors.
yeah, I think again, like with the mentality, your mentality, our mentality is that. I think that it does start with us, and it starts with us applying those things in our personal life, and then moving forward and installing that into our younger generation. But I also feel like it's gonna be a lot of work.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of work.
It took a long time to get us here.
And it may take a generation or two
Yo.
to flip things around.
Man,
But I think that's something we need to do.
it's a lot. It's gonna be a lot, but it most definitely is.
But
needed.
technology is such a beast that time could be sped up so much faster
Yeah.
Facts.
because of these social
Facts.
media platforms.
Yeah.
That's why when I'm on social media, I don't perceive
Yeah.
myself as something that I'm not.
Yeah.
I always make sure that it's a positive.
Yeah.
A positive look, a positive video, whatever.
Because what I see on social media right
Yeah.
now is just a busload. Like you're saying, there's a lot of black educated women, but I see a lot of these women are strippers. I see a lot of strippers and half naked.
Yeah.
Got a lot of kids and things of that nature. No father in the house, but
Facts.
it's like,
And then I see a lot of them that are out here that are educated on the flip side of
For
that,
sure.
that are educated and stuff, and then still dogging us out.
right.
Facts.
So
So
Yeah.
how do you, so we're gonna put all of the responsibility on us? Yes, we need to be men and be responsible of our actions. But I also think that these women need to be responsible enough to understand and know. They need for one. Me personally, I think a lot of people just need to read.
True. All right, let's do this, and then let's do this, and we can close it out.
All right.
because this has been a long one. But let's each give one thing that we think we can do to change things, like the biggest thing we can do to change things for these types of situations. So, what would be the biggest thing you think we could change to change something like this?
I think that you should know your strengths. When I say strengths, know what you're good at and find out what
Something
you're
we
good
need
at.
to change.
Oh, something that we need to change.
Something we need to change. And to change
Okay.
things.
Oh,
Maybe I word
okay.
that word. I'm
Go,
sorry.
I'm ready. I mean,
What
You can
think?
go. You can
go ahead,
I
Cliff.
mean, we need
My
to
bad.
change the perspective on who we are.
Yeah.
Yep. Get
On
educated
the inside,
on who we are.
Yeah.
people. Okay, when you affirm somebody, you affirm them from the inside out. You start in, and then you put a seed in the ground. You don't put a seed on top of the dirt and then you get a flower. You put the seed in the dirt, water, and then you get a flower.
Facts
if I'm
to the
preaching,
box.
come on, say amen.
Amen.
Right? So you put the
Yes.
seed in like that.
Wrong one.
Not that one. But no, you start from the inside out. You have to already affirm them. Tell them who you see them as.
Yeah.
Not what the public sees them as.
Sure.
Because the public sees them as predators. And super predators.
I don't know about y'all, but that sounds like a beast name. I'm a super predator. What's up?
Yeah.
Well, all right.
You affirm them, you tell them who they are.
Yeah.
And then you have to take them back to how great they were.
Right.
So they
Yeah.
can see how great they are now.
Yeah.
And don't let I'm not gonna say don't let society have an influence on you, but know how to manipulate it to get to get society to see you for who you want them to see you as.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I feel like
start
that
with
make
that.
a huge difference, man.
Yeah.
I say just read, man. You just gotta read.
You gotta
bro.
learn that.
Educate
Start
yourself,
with
man. You
your
gotta
start with
read,
your
man.
history. Go back, man. Go dig back and dig deep.
My dad tells me all the
know?
time when it comes down to just kind of like learning. We spoke about spiritual aspects. Spiritual growth and where we are in life. He
Yeah.
said you just gotta read and just know where you came from. You know who you are.
true,
You got to know who you are,
Yeah.
and then once you know who you are and know where you came from, that's when everything else is going to start making sense.
It's like a map, man. You open the map. Oh, I want to go here. You mark the spot and then you get there.
Yeah.
You don't open
look
the
at
map
the-
and say,
how to
"Oh,
get there.
I'm just gonna go any which way." And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I'll stop at the nearest gas station every 25 miles. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
put a mark on the dot, put a mark on the map, right? I'm getting all tongue twisted here.
Yeah.
And then you proceed on that route.
Yeah.
There's detours, but remember, you're still working towards that dot.
You give yourself some goals.
Right.
Give yourself some goals.
Sure.
So we got educate yourself on who you are.
Mm-hmm.
We got educate yourself, period. You need to start reading. This one's a hard one, bro. And I'm not even sure like I can fully like do that. It's a
That's
job
so
to do
much.
this. But third, I think this is what I think, bro. I think, and I don't know if you don't know who we are, we're all musicians in here.
Yeah.
True.
And so we understand the power of music,
Oh yeah.
the power of media.
That's why I listen to real music, man.
Right. But like if we stopped supporting music that tears people down,
Absolutely.
and if we like publicly put it down
And make it known, like,
yeah,
yo, we're not gonna.
and promoted positive, empowering music, that would change everything, bro.
I mean, there's so much I could say about that. That's a
That's a hard one,
But
bro.
just think of the multiplication of 3.
But
you know
think
what I'm
about
saying?
how music
3
was-
3 times 3 times 3.
Yeah, but
times
like
3.
think about how music was then. You said
they
music.
had real messages.
But
man.
they had messages back in the day, bro.
Yeah.
And then again, a lot of people in power came in and
Flip music,
flipped
man.
the idea of music.
Look at the power of like how these
yeah.
rappers perceive themselves and how they're putting themselves out.
And what people
It's
gravitate
changing.
to.
High schools across the freaking world are filled with kids that are imitating these guys that are on drugs and perks and Xannies
And what is that? Yeah.
just dance.
What
Everything
is
from dance moves to
I
the
don't
way
know.
you talk,
Yeah,
to the way you
yeah.
dance, to the way you like,
Right.
How you talk to people.
yeah, how you act to people. You know, like that. It's so heavily influenced by just a guy, a 17-year-old that's hooked
They
on
see
Xanax.
it. He's hooked on it, but they see the money too. And when you
Yeah.
have millions and millions of dollars to push somebody out that fast and give them this image and perception of who they really aren't.
Yeah.
Some of these, they're nothing but 17-year-old babies trying to do something, trying to be 20 plus 30 years old. You're a 17-year-old child, son. You're son, teen.
Yeah.
You're a baby.
would
You haven't even
change
open the door to life.
Everything, bro.
So
pay a
then you have
bill.
to tell them, hey. Then you have to say, hey, yo, it's not all about the money. Then you really got to re-educate.
yeah.
You know,
Imagine the biggest artists in the world right now, or the biggest top five artists in the world for like hip hop and hip hop being one of the biggest genres in the world right now, right? Drake is influencing people in freaking Europe and stuff like that, and Yachty and all these people. So imagine the top 5 hip hop artists in the world were like J. Cole's, or people that are like talking about a story and pushing us somewhere different, or like even more positive than that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Imagine the top 5 people in the world were those 5 people, and not Yachty, Pump, and Trippy, and Uzi,
Migos.
X. Well, XXX.
who was that dude that was screaming?
Suicidal.
Tiger.
Tyga.
Oh
yeah,
my
like getting
God,
Wayne and all
homie.
these guys off the. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine they were not in the scene anymore. They were no longer considered cool.
Right.
Like, you know, like not now everybody in high school is like trying to be like a deep thinker, like
Yeah.
like J. Cole, and
Back
trying to
in
like
the day.
understand.
Right.
Like,
That's what
everybody's
Cass was
trying to
doing
be
back
like-
in high school. Yeah.
Imagine everybody in high school just like,
We used to stand around in the locker rooms or waiting for the bus, not being dumb, but just trying to be philosophical, you know, coming up with all these crazy scientific hypotheses, you know, over dumb stuff. But we were using our brains.
yeah, it was.
We didn't
cool.
have nothing. We didn't even lean. We would have joked you. We would have roasted you. Lean. All
Or
right,
even,
yeah, you would have
even
got
girls, like, social media is a major platform, but even
Yeah.
girls like showing half their ass, like, bro, like they can be considered hoes, but now hoes is winning. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not even saying that. I'm not saying that to be negative, but I'm saying like I see more
They're
booty,
making-
titties, ass on social media than anything, and these are the same educated.
Someone's paying them.
And I'm saying that not to be negative. What I but
We're just telling you what we see. Is
yeah, it's just what we see.
It's facts.
It's so just kind of like, I
So
can't
look,
even.
imagine like we have our platforms, right?
Yeah.
And you really work to get in your platform somewhere, And instead of empowering this trash, you empowered positivity.
Sure.
And that became the new norm.
The new cool.
Imagine you being hooked on Xanax or something like that, thinking it's cool, and you move schools, right? And you get to this new school, and you see like your crowd, like, you see everybody, like, oh, they be dressed like me and all this stuff. Like, I'm gonna be with them. And you walk up and you're like, hey man, I got these Xannies. And everybody in the school was kind of like, what?
Right.
What is you doing? Like, you know how fast you put those drugs away? You know how fast you're gonna think about, like, man, why am I doing this? This is not cool.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So like, how can we like change that, man?
It's gonna take a
time.
It's gonna take time and a lot of work, time and a lot of effort and a lot of work.
So I challenge you guys out there that are listening, just try these 3 things and see if you can make an impact in at least 3 people's lives that you know. 3 young people's lives that you know. Just see if you could make an impact in any ways, shape, or form. And I mean, if we can touch 3 people, and those 3 people can touch 3 people, and those 3 people can touch 3 people.
So like yeah, like I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie Pay It Forward. Have you ever seen the movie Pay It Forward?
I have not.
Bro, great movie. But basically what you do is you do something for somebody and you tell that person, now you need to do the same thing I did for you, or a good deed for you that I did for you. You need to do it to 3 other people.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen.
I agree on the principle. Yeah.
Yeah, Starbucks
Absolutely.
by my house one time. I went in the morning and I went to go get coffee. The person in front of you paid for you. I was like, what? And they're like, no lie, this has been going on for 80. You're the 84th car, and I was like,
Wow.
84 people kept paying for the next person's order. At McDonald's one time, and then whenever I got to McDonald's,
like, how much is the take one of them cheeseburgers off?
Hey yo, and then one time I was at McDonald's, bro, and they were doing the same thing, and the person's order behind me was like $30-something. I was like, oh,
Claude have mercy.
But I'm saying, like, just that mentality, that's awesome, bro.
It's for one, check the movie out, but 2, like,
man.
it's the idea or the theology behind it, bro. It's so genius, bro. And you keep challenging. And so, like, if I tell you to do if I do something for you, I tell you, now I did this for you. I gave you $10. Now you need to, one day when you get your bread up, you need to give $10 to 3 people and challenge those same 3 people to do 3 other people. And then it's a ripple effect after that.
All right, so then that's the challenge right here. If you listen to this podcast, I challenge you to do something for somebody and have them pay it forward, and then try these 3 things.
Yeah, that's it. And keep that mentality moving.
True. This has been a heavy episode, guys.
It's been heavy, man. I keep saying we're gonna lighten it up, but we got a lot of our minds.
You sound like
man.
a preacher. Yeah, I'm gonna end this. I'm I'm almost done. No, I'm joking.
I'm almost ready. I'm ready to close.
Good conversation though, man. I like these conversations because again,
we need to have this conversation with somebody else.
Yeah,
Because
maybe
maybe
we need to have this conversation with some females, some educated females, and get their perspective.
You know what?
Right.
True.
Oh, have mercy.
Right. I know a few of them, and they're gonna bring their opinions, and again, like, I think it's one of those things where it's just a conversation that needs to be said, or needs to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
And I think it would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's a good conversation.
Look at. Before we close,
Real quick.
remember that the video we just watched. Who did that video? The black and white dude. I'm not racist.
What was his name? Which one? The white dude or the black dude?
Well, the first one with the original with the white and black dude.
I don't remember his name.
It's the Joyner or something like that, right?
Something Joyner, yeah.
So something as small as that, it's like not like I'm guaranteeing that probably didn't take a long time because everything he said was facts.
Lucas
Joyner. You know what I'm saying? Something as small as that is him deciding to like sit down and write it out and be like, you know what, like this is what's going on right now. My platform happens to be music, and so I'm gonna put it out. I'm gonna record it on a beat. I'm gonna get a video out and I'll put it out, and that started a huge conversation.
Yeah,
it didn't start a conversation, but it brought that conversation to the forefront again.
It was enough to get a response video.
And I just see like artists and people sharing it that I'm like, yo, this person saw that. Like Chris Brown was sharing it. Like these huge people were sharing it, and like, that brings those types of conversations to the forefront. So I feel like. Yeah, you're talented, bro. You're mad talented, man. Like I'm,
like I'm not.
I'm me.
I We don't need to wait for black women to help us out and help us empower. We know enough.
Sure.
You don't need to
We
wait
know
for
enough.
millions of dollars. You don't
don't.
need to wait for like the right situation.
You put the
do
message
it.
out, and all it takes is one share.
Sure.
And one share in the right person.
Sure.
And the next thing you know, whatever you put out there is gone viral.
Yeah. And some people might not get it.
People might not get it, but
That's
you just keep
life.
hammering that conversation. You don't quit.
Yeah.
You put that conversation out there, and
Sure.
eventually, that one person that's not getting it, they become the minority, and it's kind of like, wow, like
It's
what
like,
am I doing?
You're not supporting, you know.
Okay, I guess I agree with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But man, that's been a heavy episode.
Yep.
Woo!
Yep.
That's how we rock, though.
And me and Kendrick about to finna duke it out as soon as we turn these mics off.
No, nah. It's
No,
just,
yeah.
Okay. Well, all right.
No, you gonna get these hands like that. This is gonna be at Kendrick's funeral. Oh Lord! Hey guys, this has been a nice episode of the Vibe Podcast. I'm sorry that this was such a heavy episode, but we're gonna catch you guys next week.
Yeah,
Next
man.
week,
Stay
son.
locked. Again, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff, man.
True.
And stay locked.
Yeet.